are kind of it's the best way I can describe my reaction, my feelings. But the focus has to be and will continue to be our football team relative to the next opponent, which is the Buffalo Bills this week.
Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel there. It's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441. Between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, Woody, the uncontrollable Omar Kelly, Miami Herald Dolphins columnist, joins us this morning. Omar, how you doing?
That would be an accurate way to describe it. Yep.
Hey, so Omar, you expect any more trades today? Minkah Fitzpatrick's name's been out there. Sounds like they've talked to him. If we get the right deal, you okay leaving and going to a competitive team? You think something happens there?
I think something happens there. I think something happens with Chubb. Dallas has already talked about they've got a couple of trades on the table. I wouldn't be shocked if either of those players ended up in Dallas. Jerry's just not ready to pull the trigger because I guess he's still going for Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby. It's a yard sale. I don't know why people call it a fire sale because I don't get fire sale. Do we have fire sales? Like it's a yard sale. It's a clearance sale. Like you want it, come get it.
Yeah. No. Just about everybody on the team for the right draft pick, you can have.
Yep.
You're right. I mean, we're a little thin at some positions where they're going, hey, we need. I don't
even know if it matters, Joe, because if they trade Minkah, they're probably going to have to add a safety. But at this point, what do you care?
Yeah. So, anything surprise you the last few days that happened with the team? Did you think Mike was going to make it after the Ravens game? Or did you think it was going to be Chris coming from the top going down?
Oh, I did not think – honestly, I did not think it was going to be Chris. I knew Chris would be removed from, making football decisions, but I didn't know that he was going to be, mutually parting ways or exit the program.
Let go.
They don't like that term, especially when you get your whole salary. That did surprise me, but I get it. I understand it, Joe. Do you know I'm probably on my fourth friend who has told me that they're canceling season tickets. They're not renewing. They've lost interest. I've got friends who say who I know they watch every second of Dolphins football. Who are like, I'm not even watching. I don't.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it too. I got it from family. Even the family down here said, I'm done. I'm just. Yeah. I'm done. What do we do? I get that. What are we doing? I'm done.
It's not even what are we doing. It's I don't care. And I've always told fans, Steve Ross's worst nightmare is apathy, is the fans not caring, and all of these people who are responsible for, getting the season tickets renewed. They're just being hung up on. They're just being told, when you fire Mike, you call me back. Where I'm not, and one guy was like, he's had his tickets for 20 years. He's got the greatest seats. He's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Hey, so Omar, because I get this now, and this is probably number one question: is Mike going to make the cut after this season? I think he's definitely here for the season, but you think he's back for next year?
I wouldn't even guarantee that he's here for the season. I'm still watching the bye week. Buffalo. I'm sorry, you can't lose to Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington, especially in an embarrassing fashion. And I think that could potentially be what happens. And then return. Now the question is who would be the interim coach. I don't think Mike is safe. I think that you say what you need to say in order to keep the team locked in and focused. But when you start trading players away and having a yard sale, players, they know what time it is. The question is, can Mike still keep them motivated? And that's a question I have for this week.
Yeah.
I mean, this Buffalo.
Yeah.
If you can't get up for this game, something's wrong.
Right. This is I get, and I'm sure they watched that game and they saw that Buffalo looked pretty damn good, the way they played in that game. So let's talk about Tua. I can't not talk with Tua. What's your take on Tua going forward? He's going to start the rest of the season. We both agree, right? He's not. I
Oh,
agree
yes.
with Mike.
As long as Mike is still here, and as long as Mike or whoever is coaching the team has not been instructed to sit Tua, he's going to start. Hell, Mike won't even make Quinn Ewers the primary backup, which I don't get. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. If you're investing in all of your young players and you're having them grow and develop, why would you make Quinn Ewers the exception?
Yeah. No, it's a good point. It's a good point now for sure, man. If we're playing all these young guys, there's only one guy on this rookie class. Well, we got one defensive tackle's been inactive a lot, but you're like, hey, we might as well.
Why is he not playing either? That one bothers me too. Over Malcolm Butler, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, what if we're about investing in the young players and having them cut their teeth, and this is about the future and development? Why is Zeke Biggers not playing, and why is Quinn Ewers not the number 2 backup? Like, let's not be a hypocrite about what we're doing.
Yeah. So just off that, the cap is the dead cap money is it's so Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb, the numbers, no matter what happens, it's going to be a lot. And I wanted to ask you more specifically about, so I like Austin Jackson. I as a guy, I do, but if you can't play after a while and you miss all these games, and I'm not saying it's his fault. I always say this as a former player, nobody gets injured on purpose, but my God, he's missed so many games. I can't count on you. I can't keep you. You agree?
No, I don't agree. And in fact, they just touched Austin Jackson's contract, borrowing a little bit from it, which makes it even more complicated to cut him. But that's just par for the course for this team in terms of bad roster management, bad contracts, bad books. Their books are horrible. They have been for a while. Brandon Shore, I am not a fan of. I've never been a fan of his work. When you look at, like, who was it that they just touched their contract and then added some void years? I think Jordan Brooks. For what? Like, if you're gonna touch Jordan's contract, or you think he's part of the future, restructure the deal. Give him his whole salary. Add some real years to the contract. Probably Jordan won't be here long term, or no, I'm not.
Oh no, but he's had a hell of a year, man. I'll tell you what, through everything, that guy plays his ass off. Nobody blocks out noise better than that guy.
You know what it was? It's there. I think to do no, I'm not going to say that. I'll wait till the contract's out. But they paid $5 million of Jalen Phillips' salary just to get up from a 4th to a 3rd. Like, why? Like, what do you seriously? Does anybody care about Steve Ross's money, or the fact that this man just continues to waste money because you guys are irresponsible with it?
So I got to ask you off this, because I've been hearing about Brandon Shore, and I'm trying, he's the money guy. I know he understands, and he's got a group that works with him on the cap. Is this him, or is this coming from the GM to him, or is he just running things like, this is what it's going to take, let's do it, or how's that work?
I don't know, and anytime I speak on it, I get in trouble. So he's ultra protected. So I'm not going to say anything. All I can say is the Dolphins' financial books have been very mismanaged and handled irresponsibly since Don Aponte left the program.
Ooh.
Mike Tannenbaum did it poorly. Brandon Shore is definitely doing it poorly. They operate off living off credit cards, and it just makes a nasty.
And you're saying at some point you got to pay that debt off. That's why all those commercials. Let me help you pay off your debt.
Yeah, no, it's.
I can't afford all my. Yeah, I got you.
It's next year now. All the people who are saying, "Oh, we should get rid of Tua and do this with Tua," and unless some team wants to trade for Tua, which I think is still a possibility. There are a lot of teams with worse quarterback situations in the NFL. Unless some team wants to trade for Tua, he's on the books for next year. And then after that, you're going to take a nasty cap hit if you want to get rid of him, or you want to move him, or you want to release him, whatnot. I honestly don't think Tua is even worried about it. He's got his money. If you give me $150
By the way, I agree
million,
with
I'll
you.
be all right.
I agree. When I see him and the way he is confident, I go, man, there's a guy got his money. He says, hey, whatever it is you guys, wherever I say or whatever I do or don't do, I got mine.
Honestly, Joe, he's been like that before he got money. Tua is just candidly honest.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate and respect it. Now, I'm curious if he will, if I ask him, how does he feel about what's going on around here, considering, the last time they did it was basically to get you. How are you feeling about it? I guarantee you he'd give you an honest answer.
Omar, I just got to say this to you, man. And you and I disagree on a lot of things. We watch the same things. We disagree. And a lot of times you're right and I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm always right.
A lot of times you're right and I'm wrong.
But I got to tell you, my man, I don't believe we could just flat out trade Tua and a team will take him without us throwing in a lot of money. I don't believe anybody's picking up.
Oh, of course you're going to throw in a lot of money, but okay. I think $7 million is the max you could throw in. Of course you're going to do that. Steve Ross always does that. He threw in a lot of money for you to take Jalen Ramsey off his hands. Yeah. Ryan Tannehill, $7 million. $7 million is like his going and parting gift to a team that wants to trade for his draft pick.
I didn't know about that Philly thing. That's the first time I'd heard that. So we had to throw in money with
$5.5 million, Joe. They're only responsible for $1.5 million of his $6.2 million. Wow. So it is what it is. I was shocked that they can get a third for him because he's a rental right now. I mean, if Dolphins want to re-sign him next offseason, they could do that. They're not going to. Philly's not going to tag him, so he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. He's going to get to go wherever he wants. But here's the thing about Philly's situation. Because he's on their books, if they lose him, they get a compensatory pick for him. So they get a third or fourth for him.
Yeah.
And the way they're operating, I think they got like 3/3 coming back.
Oh, they got a ton of draft picks. My God. You talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. So they, I just heard Chris Long say something that I never thought about. They were inactive in free agency, let their top free agents go. And what they're doing is they're just using the draft. They're just using the compensatory picks right now for free agents.
Yeah, right.
To go get what they need.
I saw Jalen last night. My buddy that does NBC Sports text me this morning or last night. I just got it this morning, and he said, "Man, he sure looks like a happy cat coming here." And he had a big smile at the airport, man. But hey, he's got a chance to make himself a lot of money over these last 8 games in the playoffs.
Absolutely, and I spoke to him I told him this is probably going to happen like 3 weeks ago, and he's like, he was shocked and stunned and didn't understand. This is the private conversations I have with players, and I'm like, you have some control over the situation, so make sure you talk to your agent and make sure you end up where you want to go. But I knew they were going to shop him. I knew they were going to sell him.
Hey, Omar, he gets 4 or 5 sacks the rest of this season and plays well in the playoffs. And he's 26 years old. He can make himself some money. They're going to forget about those injuries like yesterday's news, man, for sure.
No, there is no doubt in my mind that he was the Dolphins' best defender. Yes, he was not delivering on sacks, but if you actually watch the game, you see he still has impact. Now, if Vic Fangio who by the way, I would love for him to be interviewed for the Dolphins head coach position, you'd at least know what's wrong with your franchise if you sit Steve Ross and you sit down with him.
That ain't going to happen, but go ahead.
Why wouldn't it happen?
They bringing him back. He left after 1 year. He couldn't get out of here fast enough. He ain't coming back.
You're right.
He ain't coming back and deal with South Beach. That South Beach thing where you're hanging out in those clubs. He doesn't want his players hanging out with you down there.
I was wondering when you would go get to that.
Hey, Omar, live to you, brother. Hey, man, I can tell you where the pictures are coming from, Mr. Halloween Party, man. Look like you're enjoying yourself. Hey, Omar, I got to let you run, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you keep living, man. If you got to break out occasionally, you break out.
Oh, it's coming to Madrid with me, Playboy. So,
okay. All right. That's good to know right there. Thanks, Omar. See you, man.
All right, talk to you later.